'Cause if you don't mind, I'll say all I have to say. Once the fog has burned from Madagora Bay. Once the fog has burned from Madagora Bay. Yeah, we did Madagora Bay. Madagora Bay is a new song. It's probably my newest song on the new record, which will be hopefully out this autumn. I'm going to call it Real Alligator, and that's a title track. Song called Real Alligator. It's on the record. I wrote that song, though, this song, Real Alligator. I wrote it in 2016 during the I Got Your Medicine sessions in Houston, Texas. Yeah, I wrote it during those times. At night, we would cut off about 8, at night. Reasonable hours. When we record, we work reasonable hours. We go in at late morning, sometimes noon, and then we work 8 hours. After 8 hours, like anything you do is going to become it's not productive anymore. You kind of hit a point where you're not productive anymore. So that's same with creative work. Where was I? We were talking about Real Alligator. But I wrote it like in the evenings. We would cut off, and I would go back to my domicile, and we were staying at a few different places around town. And I wrote this song at a place called Cherryhurst House. And it's a gallery, arts, advocacy kind of place, a salon. Soulful, beautiful place. So yeah, this riff came to me on the ukulele at night. There, I would sit and play my ukulele. And I know it sounds surprising, because you work all day, but the creative process is much different. So I wrote this song during I Got Your Medicine, and it's kind of a swamp pop thing. I was really heavy into the swamp pop musical thing back then. That was really as I was getting into it. I was reading a book about Sugar Hill Recording Studios, Gold Star, the history of all that, and Huey Moe and that whole history of that studio. And it was cool to be in that studio working, reading that book, working with Jimbo Mathis on arguably one of my best records I've ever done. We were so well rehearsed for that record. So yeah, and we're kind of in that zone. We're now 10 years since we recorded that record. This would have been 10 years ago, I guess, last January. So, but it was 2016, I'm sure, and then it came out in 2017. I'm pretty sure I got those dates right. Yeah, and that was a great record for me. And that might have been, it was definitely a golden special moment. Whatever that means. I don't know what a golden special moment is, actually, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a pretty good thing. And so I'm thinking that if there was ever a golden special moment, it was making that record. And when that record came out, it was embraced. And I feel like I I feel like I was part of a moment that was ushering in kind of a Gulf Coast, uh, kindling of a Gulf Coast musical identity, and just being part of the spirit of rediscovering that music was a great time right then.